All right, today we'll be going to White Castle with myself, James Harris.
Evan Gallo.
Ryan Augustine.
All right, so this is our game. Your mission is to go to White Castle. We got a couple inline comments here. We use display to present the user with just a simple statement. Then we use the menu statement to present them with some options, like if they're hungry or not hungry. If they choose not hungry, the game's over. If you choose hungry, that's how you proceed with the game.
Continuing on, it asks you if you would like to go to White Castle. If you would like to go to White Castle, you click 1.
I don't know. We used an if statement for this function, so it would so if you lose, you go back. Um,
Yep, and then we have the else if statement for different statements to pop up when the user answers correctly, incorrectly, whatever he says. And then we have these pauses here, so we don't just have a bunch of statements being thrown at the user. It gives them a nice little like interval to read. And then we end that. That is our first function. Then we got our second function. This is towards the end of the game. It's called the troll function. And basically, here we'll go to this later. Next would be the drive function. This would come after the first part. And in this part,
we were trying to go to White Castle,
this
basically.
this is where you start off to go to White Castle. It's this is if you chose to drive instead of walk, which is what the user is presented with in the beginning. And basically, you see a hitchhiker. Do you pick him up? Whether you pick him up or not, you proceed on your way. It's Neil Patrick Harris, if you've seen the movie. And we have menu to display. Do you pick them up? Yes or no. If you say no, it displays, hey, that kind of looked like Neil Patrick Harris. Oh well, on we go. If you get him, then you just continue on your way with him. And
it goes to the next function, which is lose your car. You use the display function to say how your car breaks down. You keep going on, and then you end up with the function tiger. And that tiger, you continue on with your journey, pauses, description, and
it's actually a cougar. And so this is where you're in the woods, you see the cougar, and you were presented with the problem. What are you going to do? And we use input and switch statements in this case in order for the user to say what he wants to do. We have multiple options. And for the switch, you would have multiple cases. First case would be ride the cougar, second, fight, third, scream. And each case, as you see, there's different things the user is presented with. And the right answer would be ride the cougar. The other answers, you're wrong, and then
you go back to the statement and it prompts you again to answer the question if you get it wrong.
Yep.
So instead of going all the way back to the beginning and running, it's like a save point.
Yep, we incorporated checkpoints in order for the person not to have to redo the entire game. And then this is later. Yep, hold on here. This is the next thing. It's called the shortcut.
This is if you decide to walk instead of drive, and you go through the woods, you see a skunk, you have to figure out how to avoid it. It asks you 2 questions, and depending on both answers, you need to get both of them correct.
This is where we use the and statement.
And if you don't answer both of them correct, then you must start over until you do get them correct. And once you do, then you head to troll.
Yep, so this is like your final obstacle of the game. You see a bridge right before you hit White Castle, and a troll pops out, and you're presented with 3 different riddles you must answer. We will show you later when we run through the game that like the menu pops up. You choose which one you think the right answer is. If you get it wrong, as you see, we have a checkpoint right here. So you would just restart with the first riddle if you get it wrong. Or if like you're on the second or third, it'll go back to the first one if you got it wrong too. And then this is where we have our or statement. So if you get this one or that one incorrect, you restart. No White Castle for you. That's what pops up. And so we have the if-else statements for this one. And then we have the menu. That's for just like answering the questions. And then if you get it all right, you pass. Congratulations, you're at White Castle. And then wait, you're not over. Did you forget your money? Do you have your money? This just relates to the movie again. Whether or not, if you have the money, we have some stuff that comes up and whatnot. And now here are for the pictures. So basically, all right. So yeah. So if you made it to White Castle by answering the trolls questions, up comes up a picture of White Castle. If you have the money, this is the function that calls a slider. So a picture of sliders comes up. And yep, that is basically the game. So we'll do an example run for you guys.
We might as well do it.
Oh, wrong one. Okay. So we'll clear this.
Just like flip that up too.
Yeah, and then. So let's do this. All right, so we're running from the beginning. So.
Why, hello there. How are you? Are you feeling hungry?
So we're gonna choose hungry. Would you like to go to what? All right, so you have to do yes equals 1, no equals 2. So we're gonna say 1.
Great. Their burgers are delicious. But I warn you, it won't be so easy as you think. It's just a couple miles away. How are you getting there?
And the menu pops up.
Yep. So drive or walk. We'll do drive. All right, and then. Do you pick him up? You see the hitchhiker? Yeah, we'll pick him up because it's Neil Patrick Harris. Then.
But you don't know that at the time.
Yeah. All right. So your car breaks down. Boom. Think you see a shortcut through the woods and the trees. You think you're almost there, but wait, what is that? It's a cougar. Okay, so you have to do either fight cougar, scream, ride cougar. Riding sounds pretty fun, so I'm gonna do ride. What do you know? How'd you know that was a way? Good job. You've officially hit a checkpoint. So this is where you hit the troll. And then his first riddle is, during what month do people sleep the least? And if you do the math out, it would be February. And then, okay, next riddle. What asked but never answers? Al, a physics professor, tee-hee-hee. Your girlfriend, homework. All right, so the correct answer to this one is owl. And then, okay, and then the next one, what can travel around the world while staying in a corner? You have a few options here. The correct option for this one would be a stamp, because the stamp's always in the corner of the envelope. And then, boom, you can pass. Congratulations, you're at White Castle. Boom, picture of White Castle. Uh-oh, what is this? Did you remember your money? I'm just going to go ahead and say yes. And then boom, you got your pictures of some White Castle sliders.
Go ahead and eat them.
Boom.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. And that is our White Castle project.